Anything goes, back again. Before we even, yeah, it's that time again. Before we even get into it, make sure you're liking, sharing, and subscribing. We're on the road to 1K and we're nearly there. Especially if you
actually, by the time this one comes out, we might be on it.
I doubt it. Maybe actually.
We got tomorrow and then 2 more Mondays worth.
True, who knows? But yeah, we're loving the support so far, and we're always going to keep recording. We've got more and more content. There's unlimited loads. But yeah, just make sure you're sharing and subscribing and letting us know any suggestions you have, because
we're out of suggestions.
Yes, somehow
we're out of them.
But
and if we've missed 1 or 2, just reload them again. There's lots of comments sometimes. It's hard to keep up, but get them suggestions down below. But that just means that we can do 2 new Nuke'S videos. So it's like a win-win, really.
We're jumping on the latest, and the title is 5 scary ghost videos that will make you punch your screen.
Don't do that, by the way, because this is a £1,000 laptop.
No, nothing that scary will make you hit anything. If your instinct is to hit something scary, you're not that scared.
I'd hit stuff. If there was a ghost in front of me, I'm trying to punch it.
You've seen him tell you that he's going to burn down things. What makes you think he'll hit anything? Anyway, I'm not ready.
I am. Wait for me to press play.
Yeah.
Top 5 ghosts caught on camera. Ghosts of Carmel.
Oh, for God's sake!
I
just said I'm not scared.
So I won't go through a full recap. But put simply, Kent Burris says that he lives in a very haunted house and has recorded many strange supernatural encounters in his home.
The hardest things to deal with while living in this house, and one of the most frightening encounters, are in fact apparitions.
Son of a... Oh my...
Can there do something? Oh my... One night, while sleeping, there was a loud bang in the bedroom that woke me up. I started hearing faint voices, so I picked up my cell phone camera and started recording.
One night, Kent hears voices coming from downstairs and records as he heads down to investigate.
I'm scared.
He is not prepared for what he finds waiting in the dark first floor TV room.
I'm not even scared.
What the hell are you?
It don't.
As Kent walks into the pitch black room, the TV has somehow turned itself on. Now, this might explain the voices, but as he pans his camera around the room, a dark shape suddenly appears right in front of the television screen. The shadow figure seems to collapse into itself as it disappears right in front of his eyes.
What the hell are you? I did not go back to sleep that night.
So did Kent capture yet another shadow apparition in his haunted house? You decide. You can watch this full documentary over on the YouTube channel, Ghosts of Carmel, Maine.
Should we check out his channel?
Checking out early.
I think we're going to have to. I think we've seen a lot of the worst stuff from Nuke now, but we're going to have to check out. Maybe do some reactions to a couple of his actual videos.
I don't know if they make man-sized nappies for you.
I was talking shit at the start, by the way, when I said I'm not scared anymore. And then Nuke said, oh, remember the one video you were scared of the most?
Remember the cats?
Remember the video that made you jump out of your chair? Here you go. It's him again. So
yeah, but that one, it was scary, but not so. It was just more shock.
I knew, you know why they're not as jumpy anymore? Because you know
is there something there?
There's going to be bullshit.
There's always there.
He needs to move out.
Why is he still living there?
I didn't go back to sleep that night. Of course not.
Iraqi fitness trainer Mustafa from the YouTube channel Mustafa Altai says that he heard a strange story about a family who had fled their home in Iraq many years ago because a sinister jinn began haunting their home. The house has been left abandoned for over 60 years, as the family says they couldn't find anyone willing to rent or buy the cursed property. Mustafa goes to investigate the house with his friend Salar to see if the spooky stories are true, and it did not go well. As the two explorers are about to enter the house, they have no idea that something seems to be watching them.
Why did I even speak?
Do you see that?
I wasn't looking.
Now, it's certainly a bit hard to see, but when the video is slowed down and enhanced, a very strange figure can be seen standing at the window. Now, it's unclear exactly what this bizarre shape could be, but when Mustafa's camera pans back, the dark figure has disappeared. After the two explorers enter the house, things only get weirder. The two friends hear strange sounds coming from the staircase. They go to investigate, and this happens.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. ما فيش طلقة ثانية دائما. خاف منه. دائما يا أخي. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. أقرأ آيات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله كلمات الله التامات. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء. بسم الله. لا تعال بس تعال سلام تعال. مو لا هسه يقول احد بس تعال دع امك تعال ما يقول احد والله زي ما صدق سوا بس تعال على فوق سلام سلام
His
بس
friend is
تعال
me.
يا اخي حلفتك سلام حلفتك بدعت امك تعال.
An empty paint bucket is thrown from somewhere above them, barely missing the two explorers. Mustafa runs upstairs to see where it came from, but his friend Salar heads for the exit. Eventually, Mustafa convinces Salar to come back, but after hearing more scary, unexplained sounds, they both decide to leave. Mustafa uploads his video to YouTube, and many of his viewers want to see more. In the video comments, his fans dare him to go back and actually spend the night in the haunted house. So, Mustafa agrees.
You men are
He
cruel.
returns to the house, determined to stay the night, this time all alone. Mustafa sets up a few static cameras in one of the rooms and attempts to settle in for the night. But before long, Mustafa's night takes a terrifying turn.
It's funny that people sit there and dare man to do stuff.
بس ما نقدر نحكم على يسكت ويسمع أو يحاكم مثل هذا النموذج. ممكن يكون هو ممكن يكون غيره. الله
That is not the wind.
صوت شرب أكو صوت قبل شرب أكو صوت شرب
I'm watching both doorways.
Strange moans and loud bangs keep Mustafa on the edge and unable to rest. But little does he know, things are about to get even creepier.
Isn't that there?
A heavy piece of stone sitting on top of the fireplace seems to move on its own. Then, as if propelled by an invisible force, it violently crashes to the ground, nearly landing on Mustafa's head.
No.
Understandably, Mustafa is now freaked out. He's only been inside the house a little over an hour, but he decides to put an early end to his overnight investigation. But now here's where things get really creepy. Because the most terrifying part of Mustafa's stay inside the house isn't even what he saw or heard with his own eyes and ears. You see, his static cameras caught video of something strange that he wasn't even aware of. Something downright chilling.
I don't want it to go back to that doorway.
Why?
Why?
That's not even that dark.
Did you see it? As Mustafa is repositioning his static camera, a dark figure appears behind him on the staircase. It slowly moves down the stairs without making a sound, and then disappears out of sight.
No,
But
that's
this
calm.
isn't the only time Mustafa captured this creepy figure during his nighttime stay.
Hold on. Did you see that?
That.
No. Did you see when it?
Again, a dark, very bizarre figure quickly appears behind Mustafa, not once, but twice. Could it be that he captured the jinn that haunts the home on camera? Whatever it is, it seems to change shape, size, and even transparency. So just what is this? Let me know what you think. You can check out Mustafa's full 2-part video investigation of the house over on his YouTube channel, Mustafa Altai. If you see a video that you think would be perfect for the top 5, or if you have a ghost hunting channel and you caught something great, contact me at nukestop5@gmail.com. The Haunted Ancient Ram Inn.
Do you know what doesn't help all of this?
I'm his friend, by the way.
Who?
His friend was there for 2 minutes. One thing happened and his friend ran out the front door. This guy's goes gym, like he's alright. Me, no.
What I was gonna say is, in terms of the way that, like, we never really know how or what form or shape they're gonna take. We've seen so many videos of things just popping their head around. Like do you know what one actually shook me up? The one where there's the thing in the kitchen, and then he turns the light off, slams the doors, and then out of nowhere it's just like, hello, and then goes back, and it's like that. There's just too many questions.
You just don't know what you're gonna do. If
Yeah.
You ever see that with your own eyes.
Yeah, there's that. I think that's what.
By the way,
What?
Mexico, Eastern Europe, or the Middle East,
And Saudi Arabia.
like, I'm never going to. I've been Mexico, but never going back. And I'm never going to the Middle East or Eastern Europe because they've got real
Oh, you think there's none here?
stuff.
That's-
But they seem to be worse.
No. It's because
Mexico
It's
is-
because UK just ignore them.
Watch me say now about Mexico, and the next thing be Mexico. Or they say in, so I can't see it being. I think this might be in England. This one, I think I've seen something about a ram in before on like a supernatural TV program or something.
With a past as dark as the Ancient Ram Inn, it's not surprising that it is said
Stop
to be
talking
the most haunted
shit.
building in all of England. The mysterious inn was built way back in the year 1145 on top of a pagan burial ground.
That's
And
not
it
even that
served
long
as
ago.
the home
Like
to
last week.
slaves, masons, and workers.
Ah,
In the 1500s,
it's got the whole trifecta.
the building before she was captured and burned as a witch. Years later, the innkeeper's daughter is said to have hung herself in the attic. And as if all that wasn't creepy enough, the decaying remains of sacrificed children were found buried under the inn's floor.
I don't even
The
support
ancient
watching
Ram
this
Inn
video.
is said to be so violently haunted that when the building was sold to John Humphreys in 1968, his wife
I know I'm stopping this halfway through. I've seen this on Ghost Adventures, this one. That's why I recognised it. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure they found like burnt animal remains or something, but it ended up being children. So that's nice.
daughters absolutely refused
Happy
to
Sunday.
live there.
This is a
They
bloody
moved
mess.
out, leaving
Literally.
John Humphreys
The old guy that
all
lives there is
alone to
very
live in
weird.
the
Yeah.
house.
Just lives there on his own.
So, British paranormal investigators Sean
By
Kenna,
himself.
Sean Owen, and Carl Hassel from the YouTube channel Dark Territory travel to the haunted inn to investigate the multiple claims of paranormal activity. During their investigation, they hear bizarre, unexplained sounds, and Sean feels something touching his leg.
Already, as soon as we were about to begin filming the investigation, something draws our attention upstairs.
Sounded like you rolled a barrel, or did you work at the inn?
Dude, upstairs.
Go. Yeah, I just heard what sounded like movement up here.
Is this where you are? Are you the witch?
Don't say that.
They call this room the witch's room, so we only assume that you, the witch, you're felt in here.
Didn't I hear the voice a second ago? Before you said you're felt in here.
No. Witch, you're felt in here. Witch, you're felt in here.
I don't know if it's a voice or it was like a cat.
Yeah.
No warnings whatsoever.
Do you used to sleep in this bed, witch?
I'll tell you, this is the...
Fell flat on my leg, man. Someone was on. Jesus.
If you're sitting like that, I'm not
Touch
surprised.
me leg.
Later, Sean Kenna and Sean Owen are exploring on the second floor. Things get even stranger.
What little room are you hiding in? Come on, show yourself. I'm sure you're not afraid of me and Owen.
Behind him, and he doesn't notice.
A door to the attic opens on its own, and the team can't find any explanation for this strange occurrence. There was no draft, and the team had been walking back and forth past the door many times without it making any movement whatsoever. Now, since it has always been said that dark spirits and entities supposedly, quote, feed off fear, the team decides to do an experiment to see if the emotion of fear will trigger even more paranormal activity. So they tie up and blindfold team member Carl and put him in one of the beds in the bishop's room. This room is said to be the most supernaturally active. At first, nothing really happens, and as time passes, Carl seems to grow more and more impatient. But then, things take a terrifying turn.
Someone's touched me leg. Someone's touched my leg, bro. Something's happening. You around me now? You make a sound. What the f was that, bro?
What, man?
This something's just falling off here. Who's that? Touch me, bro! What the f? Something's wrong with Carl. He's always...
Holy
Did something slap him?
You get me the f out of here now, Joe. Bro, I just... Seriously, someone just whacked me, no joke. I heard something being thrown or something. And I was like, come on, and then someone just whacked me, no joke, as if someone just punched me in the chest. Me.
Carl begins to freak out as he feels something touching his leg. A candle then falls onto the floor. But scariest of all, something unseen slaps Carl on the chest. The violent smack is actually loud enough that the audio can be heard on camera.
Do you know what's weird about that
And
though?
with
You
that,
don't see
Carl
impact.
is done. In abject terror, he frantically struggles his way out of the rope binding his legs and wrists. So did the paranormal investigators capture proof of the sinister ghosts that haunt the ancient Ram Inn? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full video and many more investigations of haunted English locations over on the YouTube channel, Dark Territory.
I think we need to hit that up.
The House of the...
Yeah, Nuke's putting us onto a lot of different channels that we can do reactions to. Yeah, I have seen that on Ghost Adventures before, and I remember the old man that lives there on his own. Pretty weird guy. I'm pretty sure he was talking about like a succubus and incubus that hold him, that like play with him while he's sleeping and stuff. So that guy.
It's good to use joyful words like play.
Laying down with his legs open. I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
I'm glad we haven't seen any first person running around dark corridors.
I'm glad.
Corners.
I'm glad.
Because usually
Mexico.
when I say that, that comes straight up on the next one. So
don't worry.
Seen that yet.
Still early doors. We've still got 8 minutes for 2 videos.
Man. Popular Mexican paranormal investigator Alberto Del Arco travels to a mansion in Manzanillo, Mexico. The massive hillside estate has been
Called it!
mysteriously abandoned for over 35 years, and it looks more like a hotel than a home. It features a pool, a spa area, and an amazing view of the
This
ocean.
is gonna be both. This is
So
gonna be.
no one really knows why such a luxurious home would be abandoned for over 3 decades.
This is gonna be running around corners, first person view in Mexico.
And a peekaboo. You're gonna get a peekaboo or two.
However, urban legend
Oh,
says
for
that
fuck's
one of the
sake.
home's previous tenants perished in a mysterious fire inside the house. Because of this, locals refer to the estate as the, quote, House of the Burn Man. The entire property is said to be extremely haunted. Once Alberto and his 2 cameramen make their way inside, they find the home's design a bit confusing.
Todavía no le encuentro la forma de esta casa. Aquí está cerrado, aquí ya no hay más. No, todavía existen. Atrás, güey, atrás.
Here we
¿No fue un
go.
animal?
Yes. It was a cat.
¿Algún ave? Ok, pero eso vino de este lado. ¿Se oyó claro? Madres. ¿Fuiste tú ahorita que pisaste? ¿O no? ¿Sí? Se oyó muy hueco, cuidado, sí, retumbó todo. No se nos vaya a caer encima parte de esta propiedad, porque sí se ve que está muy dañada. Mira, ven. Ven a ver esto. Cuidado.
Is that a bat?
Sí, casi me estrella en la cara, güey, ¿lo viste? Suma.
While exploring the strangely constructed mansion, the team hears what sounds like a child's voice, followed by the sound of a breath. Even though the unexplained sounds are barely picked up by their microphones, the 3 explorers all seem to hear it very clearly. Next, Alberto has a frightening close encounter with a bat. And after that, the team just decides to continue their investigation outside as they check out the other buildings on the sprawling estate.
Hola. No sé, güey, como que arrastraron algo. Buenas noches. No creo que haya
That's a good evening.
gentes viviendo aquí, la verdad. Uy, está enorme este lugar. Atrás, aquí. Eso fue aquí. Con cuidado. Puede haber animales,
Alberto and his team hear strange sounds coming from inside some of the buildings. It sounds almost like something heavy being dragged across the floor. Since the hillside the mansion sits on is almost impossible to access, Alberto thinks it would be unlikely that any homeless people could be living there. Instead, he believes that all of the sounds that he is hearing could simply be made by animals. But even though Alberto is very skeptical, what happens next is not so easy to explain.
¿Qué pasó, güey? ¿Qué pasó? Ay, güey, a mí se me hizo ver a alguien acá. ¿Allá? ¿Dónde? ¿Dónde? ¿No habrá sido una sombra? ¿No habrá sido algún árbol?
Wasn't it a tree?
¿Alguna rama?
Any
¿Lo habrá clavado o no?
branches?
¿Sí? Ok, habrá que revisar ese material.
Alberto's cameraman captures what appears to be a white translucent figure on camera. A little later into their investigation, and they capture something again.
Ya hay más escaleras que van hacia abajo, Cuidado. Hay mucho murciélago. ¿Todo bien? ¿Qué hay allá? ¿Qué pasó? ¿Todo bien?
Is that even a bat?
¿Dónde? Oh, hijo de tu... ¿Dónde, güey? ¿No sean los murciélagos? Huele muy mal. Huele muy, muy mal.
Bats come flying out towards the cameraman, but it's not a bat that spooks him. A bizarrely shaped shadow seems to be staring back at him from just inside one of the rooms. They go to check it out, but there's nothing there. The figure has vanished, leaving nothing behind but a very foul stench. Before long, the echoing sound of a raging party being celebrated somewhere nearby starts to make it impossible for them to capture clear, uninterrupted audio. Alberto and his team have no choice but to wrap up their investigation. However, right before they leave, they capture something truly chilling.
Ok. Con cuidado. Ok, ¿les parece si bajamos? Digo, aquí no hay más que una pequeña explanada. No está tan espectacular como la de arriba, quizá. Pero se me hace curioso que esté este piso, ¿no?
At the time they recorded this, the team says that they were completely unaware that someone or something seemed to be watching them from the tree line.
I can't see that.
They catch an unexplained figure on camera, just barely visible in the dark. So, did Alberto Del Arco and his two cameramen capture evidence of paranormal activity at the mansion? Is it possible that the ghost of the burned man, who the house is named after, was watching them? Let me know what you think. You can watch this full video over on the YouTube channel, Alberto Del Arco. Just passing through.
That was.
I
feel like that was a
least
light.
Scary
Yes,
Mexican video we've
yeah.
seen.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get this over and done with now. There's 2 minutes left. Bring it
Paranormal
on.
investigators beyond the realm paranormal investigate the Alton Railway Station in Staffordshire, England. The old train station was built in 1849 and it was eventually closed down in 1965. So, after over 100 years of travelers and workers passing through the station, it is now believed to be extremely haunted by the ghosts of deceased passengers and railway workers. The 5 investigators set up motion detectors on the platform close to what used to be the railway track. They start recording, and what they capture is truly bizarre.
So that's just Nick setting off the motion detector. It only goes off when something walks in front of it. There you go. Straight after it's followed you.
I'm going to do it one more time for you. I want you to follow me exactly where I come from. You don't break it at all. Remember?
What do you do there? Look at that, no!
When lead investigator Nick walks back and forth, setting off the motion detector, something seems to follow him. Then suddenly, a super fast-moving white mist seems to pass right through him, knocking him a step back.
What do you do there? Look at that, no!
What's especially creepy is that Nick seems to both see and react to the mist as it passes right through his body. So did they capture real evidence of the paranormal? Could it be the ghost of a wary traveler still running to catch a long-departed train? You decide. Check out this full video and more paranormal investigations over on their Facebook and YouTube channel, Beyond the Realm Paranormal. Thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and also maybe check out my other videos. I'll see you next week.
All the links will be below if they have any for YouTube. But
that was the easiest Nuke's video to watch that
Oh
I've seen in a
my
while. I
God.
didn't even look away. I'll cover my eyes or anything.
see, I don't know if the new stuff is easier to handle or if we need to go to the archived things.
I think it's a roll of a dice whether there's going to be like a really, really scary one on Nuke's videos, which is why suggestions help a lot more because people suggest
things that
the
they've seen.
scarier ones.
Yeah, or maybe just the skeptics,
There's
innit?
some weird ones in there.
Yeah, weird ones like, why do you
managed to get-
still live in that house?
Oh, Carmel Mine. I think we're gonna have to watch some of his actual videos because he keeps coming up and he's got just like 20 people living in his house.
He's got bear cats.
We managed to get a Mexico peekaboo first person around the corner as soon as we called it. So that was nice. Enjoy those ones.
But at least there wasn't too much. I think it's the running. So when it's the first person, it's the first person running around corners, because then you, like, whether something's there or not, it doesn't change. There's no time to prepare. Whereas these are taking their time, going around corners. Like, I feel like they're a bit more, they're conscious of making sure that where they're walking into is well lit. Like, that makes a difference. But yeah, let us know if there's any Carmel mine.
Carmel Mine,
Yeah, if there's any Carmel mines in particular.
I think it's Carmel Main. I think.
If there's ones that you think is just straight up BS, because let's face it, if we don't think it's BS, there's something else going on. But till the next time.
I ain't drinking Hennessy no more. Well, that depends what I'm on. Okay, I light, I'm on it right now. Looking for a bad bitch that's tryna bite down. Read 'em up, anything goes, you know. This where anything goes, you know.